All right, so today in geometry, we're spending our second day on 4.3 to 4.5, the triangle congruence properties. So we want to determine if the triangles are congruent, state which method you could use to prove them congruent, and write a congruent statement. So let's just review the ones that we have. We have SSS for side, side, side. We have SAS, side, angle, side. We have ASA, angle, side, angle. We have AAS, angle, angle, side. We have HL for hypotenuse leg, and then CPCTC. So those are our options. Okay. So number one, right? What do I have? I have a side, an angle. They both share the side, so that's really like tick mark. So I have an SAS. So congruence is SAS. Triangle ABD, so I have to go that order. So A up to B, that angle down to D is going to be triangle CBD. Number two, all I have are two pieces of information, two sides. Remember, I have to have three pieces of information, so this is no, none on the congruence. If there's no congruence, I cannot write a statement. Number three, what do I have? I have a side, an angle. I have a side, an angle. So this is an SSA. Ooh, that's a donkey. That's not allowed. So again, none. Number four, I have a side. Make sure I have the same thing over here, side. So yes, this is a SSS. So then my congruence, triangle STU is congruent to triangle. So I have to go the same order. So I want 2 to 1. So VXW. Oh, VXW. Number five, let's see, they share this leg or this side. I have a right angle, so I have a leg. I do not have a hypotenuse. All I have are two things, an angle and a side. So this is a none. Not enough information. Over here, I check always first for hypotenuse leg if I have a right triangle. The hypotenuse, nothing is marked, so I know it's not an HL. So let's see, what do I have? I have a side, an angle, and a side. Side, angle, side. So this is an SAS. So then triangle CDE is congruent to triangle FGH. Number 7. Again, they share this side, so I know that's going to be the same. So what do I have? A side, an angle, a side. A side, an angle, a side. So this is an SAS because they have the included angle. So triangle JKM is congruent to triangle LMK. Number 8, I have two sides, but then they share that side. They have that side in common. So this is an SSS. Triangle PNR congruent to triangle PQR. This one, all I have marked are two things, but remember vertical angles? I know vertical angles are congruent, right? So I know that they have that angle the same. So I have SSA and SSA. So I have SSA, oh, another donkey, not allowed, so again, none. Number 10, again, I've got vertical angles, so I have an S, and A. Ooh, another donkey, another none, no congruence. I have two sides marked. Again, I only have two things marked, but they both share that side, right? It's the same side in both triangles, so I have an SSS. So I can say triangle DGE congruent to triangle. So I went 2 to 3, so FDG. And let's see, this next one, I have a side, a side. So this is an SSS, but this one also, or because I've got vertical angles, or it's a SAS. Either one of those would have worked here. Okay. So this one, I would say triangle HKJ is congruent to triangle. So I went to 2, so MKL. All right. All right, so let's go to the back. It says use the given information and determine if the triangles are congruent. If they are, state which method you could use to prove them congruent and write a congruent statement. So again, okay, so now they're giving me the information and we have to mark the triangles ourselves. So given side CD is congruent to AB, so they both get one tick mark. Angle B is congruent to angle D, so angle B and angle D. I only have two pieces of information, but look, I've got vertical angles, so I know that. So what do I have? I have an AAS, AAS. So AAS, that's one of our properties. So yes, by AAS. So then I could say triangle CDE is congruent to triangle ABE. Number 29. Given side JN is congruent to side LM, so JN and LM both get one tick mark. NK congruent to MK, those two get two tick marks. Angle N congruent to angle M. So what do I have? A side, an angle, a side, both triangles. So that's an SAS, that works. So then I could say triangle JNK is congruent to triangle LMK. Number 30, given AC congruent to BD, so AC congruent to BD, and AD, so that's this whole thing, is congruent to BC, this whole thing. And so then it says, do I have enough to prove that they are congruent? Okay, so I've got this side and then this side in both of the triangles. So right now I only have two pieces of information, but again, look, they both share the bottom side. So really, I have all three pieces. I have an SSS. So I could say triangle CAB is congruent to triangle DBA. Okay. 31, given SQ and PR bisect each other. So SQ and PR bisect each other. That means that they got cut in half. So that means that both of those are the same. So now I have two pieces of information, but I've got vertical angles. So I really have three pieces. So I have a side, an angle, and a side. So I've got an SAS. Okay. So don't forget about those vertical angles. So then I could say triangle RTS is congruent to triangle PTQ. Okay. So don't ever forget about vertical angles that bisect. We know bisect means cuts in half. Don't forget about if they share the same side. We're going to look for all of these little tricks. 32, GH bisects angle EGF. So here I have an angle bisector, so I know that this angle got cut in half, so it's the same on both sides. And then EG is congruent to FG. Again, they only gave me two pieces of information, but this HG is the exact same side in both triangles, so I know that it's congruent. So again, now what do I have? A side, an angle, and a side. So I have an SAS. So I have triangle EGH is congruent to triangle FGH, right? So today, the same thing that we were doing yesterday, identify which of the properties, if any, write the congruent statement, and then to get us ready for proofs, we did the marking. So we were given the information and we had to mark the diagrams ourselves and then determine what we had, if we had a congruence property or not, and write our congruent statement. Our homework tonight is 4.3 to 4.5 worksheet number 2, very similar to these notes. Okay. We should also be working on our project, studying our vocabulary for our quiz on Monday, and studying our notes and homework from everything that we've done this week so far for our quiz on Monday.